Hello, and welcome to part 13 of my TEW 2020 series as RIPW. I forgot to get the report up to start the video. There it is. Rhode Island Pro Wrestling. We are fresh off the back of Battle Royal, our last event of 2020 that just took place. So we're about to head over into 2021. Now, I want to let you know the next thing you're going to see on this video will be the first match card results of 2021. If you'd like to see the entire process of how I get from here to there, then the link to the full video where I talk through all my thought processes all the way through is in the description. It'll be on a card on the screen now. And also, if neither of those options work for you, depending on what platform you're watching on, you can also scroll through to the end of the video and it'll be on the end screen as well. Now, forewarning before you go and click that, two things. One, I think there's 6 weeks to pass until the next show, but also I've been having some thoughts and I think I'm going to be doing quite a bit of rejigging during this this time. So this might be a long, full show. I don't know until I've obviously recorded it, so I don't know at the point of saying this, but I have the feeling it could be a long one. So just prepare yourself. It could be a couple of hours, you know. So make sure you've got the time and the enthusiasm for that, and then head over there, or don't, and in a few short seconds we'll jump over to the results of the next show. Alright, so we're kicking things off on the pre-show with a segment which is Zap Powerson letting the fans know, for those who don't know, and that includes you guys watching if you're watching the short version, that we now have a TV deal of sorts. It's an on-demand online service, and I've forgotten its name already because I'm titled Wrestle something. Wrestle Vision? I don't know. I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, so but the pre-show won't be broadcast anywhere, so this exclusive hour pre-show is now going to be known as the Zap Power Hour. The Zap Power Hour. I was trying to say Hour of Power, but it makes more sense to be Zap Power Hour. Where Zap Powerson, while he's out injured, is going to be the commissioner of the pre-show bit, and he's going to be mixing and matching teams and setting them against each other and, you know, having some fun matches to warm the crowds up and keep him busy and keep him sane while he's rehabbing his torn quad. And the fans are behind that. He didn't do well without a script to follow, neither did I, to be perfectly honest, so who can blame him? Segment rating 25. So yeah, we're having Zap Powerson kind of host the pre-show now that we've got a TV deal and the pre-show and the main show are a bit more separated. So yeah, there we go. Now on the pre-show, 28 rated match, awesome. Cowboy Buck Winchester and Dylan Davis defeated AC Johnson and Clubber Ball. So let me just tell you, this is basically me. The pre-shows are still just going to be me checking for chemistry, and we found some chemistry. AC Johnson and Clubber Ball, excellent chemistry teaming together. That's interesting because Clubber Ball's like a, you know, set in his tag team ways with Crusher Ball, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with that information, but it's good to know. It's good to know. We can always look ahead to things, can't we? Cowboy Buck pinned Clubber Ball with a neck breaker. Cowboy Buck carried the match in terms of in-ring performance. Let's have a look. 20, 18, 14, and 36. Yeah, just a little bit. Got a 28 rated match out of them, though. Lots of announcing quality boosts, which is nice. Oh, you can't get them when it's not televised. Amazing. Cowboy Buck and... Oh, yeah, we're also doing management chemistry tests. Cowboy Buck and Melody are an awkward pairing. They just have no chemistry whatsoever. So, yeah, Melody not going to be Cowboy Buck's manager going forward. But, yeah, Cowboy Buck and Dylan Davis pick up the win. It doesn't matter. It's a pre-show match. Whatever. It's funny that we're getting announcing quality when it's not being broadcast, but sure. Oh, 35 rated. Nice. So, Zap Powerson catches up with Cowboy Buck and Dylan Davis and says, congratulations on winning the first ever Zap Power Hour match. How do you guys feel? And, you know, they each got cut a promo. This was doing a couple of things. One, Dylan Davis is supposedly one of my best talkers. Cowboy Buck's a decent talker usually, and Zach Powerson's been doing quite well with his promos, so I want to give Dylan Davis reps as a talker before he debuts on the main show. Melody helped Cowboy Buck during this segment, even though they're an awkward pairing. That's interesting. Cowboy Buck, good improvisation. Zap, not so good. Yeah, so it's mainly that. Just wanted to have him catch up with them and give them a bit of mic time, especially Dylan Davis, give him some reps. 35 rated, not bad. Ooh, 18. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, Drew Dancer and Violet Squirrel defeated Antonio Whitworth and Crusher Ball. Antonio Whitworth and Crusher Ball, excellent chemistry. Both of the balls, both of the Wrecking Balls, I'll give them the proper names, the proper team name, found excellent chemistry tonight. Okay, that's interesting. Do I split my balls, guys? I don't think I should, but it's interesting for sure. Danson pinned Crusher Ball with a Boogie Woogie Blast, which I'd love to know what that move looks like. 18 rated, let's move swiftly on, shall we? Right, let's have a look now. Marty Simmons and Warwick Good defeated Baron Royal and Leroy Orndorff when Good pinned Royal with a face-first suplex. Oh, Leroy Orndorff and Mean Gene Catley have great chemistry, so yeah, that's a management test. Nice, okay, that's worth noting. This is one of my new guys that hasn't debuted yet, but he is a heel, and he's got great chemistry with Catley. Big things on the horizon for you, my boy, when I eventually trust you lot to debut. Next segment. 22 rated match, did I mention that? Anyway, 26 rated match. Rocky Weatherfield and Whole Lotta Marvin defeated Kurt Merritt and Oshjami Ruiz when Whole Lotta Marvin pinned Kurt Merritt with a running power slam. Ruiz and Catley have zero chemistry together. It's not going well for Oshjami Ruiz. I don't know if I mentioned this on the short video or if people remember, but right back on the debut show, he was punished backstage by Wrestlers Court for being miserable ahead of his debut on the show, like his very first show with us, like the first one out of SWU. And he was miserable. And so I've been sort of having him take losses in pre-show matches ever since. He doesn't take the loss in this match, but he's got bad chemistry with Mean Gene Catley, who's the one who was in charge of Wrestler Court backstage on that show. That's crazy. So they're never going to be a pairing. Yeah. 26 rated, moving swiftly on. Zap comes and interviews Whole Lotta Marvin. I don't know, I can't remember why. I mean, Marvin's a good talker, so I want to keep his reps up. So he cuts a promo being interviewed by Zap, 40 rated, very nice, and improvised well throughout the segment. Cool. Right, now on to the main show. This is the main show, and Melody welcomes us to our very first broadcast show on whatever it's called. Melody remembers. I don't, but Melody remembers. She's a professional. And she says, you know, we're going to start things off properly. We're going to start things off with Forrest Ratzloff dethroning Moriarty Schnell as the USA champion on this opening match. This obviously brings Moriarty Schnell out, who they trade back and forth insults, and then it says he attacks and laying Melody out. We're not going to do that. We're going to have Moriarty Schnell, like, you know, intimidate Melody, like he's about to attack her, and then Forrest Ratzloff comes out, hits the ring and cleans house, saving Melody. Melody came out of this looking excellent. Cool. 46 rated segment, by the way. Awesome. Forrest Ratzloff underperformed, apparently. Melody worked the crowd while using freedom to improvise to her advantage. Schnell did not do well. Moriarty Schnell, of course, in a bit of a more intimidating way, like standing over Melody, is like, everyone knows, bell to bell, nobody beats Moriarty Schnell, and like snarls it at her, and then that's when Forrest Ratzloff hits the ring and you know, says clears house, but realistically, you know, just leads into the next match. But yeah, 46 rated overall. Love to see that. First ever segment on our new broadcast station. And we get a great segment out of it. Oh, 34 rated match as well. The opening match on there is good too. Excellent. Look at that. In a bout that had good heat and decent wrestling, Schnell defeated Ratzlaff in 12:52 by pinfall with a Schnell shock after a distraction from Roderick Flack. So, I want to say as well, I don't know why, but why the game hates Zarnell Zephaniah so much. I guess it just lists the first one alphabetically. But, yeah, both of Too Legit, who have been teaming up with Moriarty Schnell recently, distract Forrest Ratzlaff by coming down to the ring and maybe picking on Melody or something, you know, cornering her. And then when he's distracted, Schnell hits the Schnell shock and gets the win. And that's his 8th defense of the RIPW Championship. He's got the higher rating of 34. Amazing. Love that. Okay. Onwards. So, you guys, so I got a comment on the last show saying you should bring back Eddie Peak and Zeus. Time will tell if the other thing happens, but yeah, so Forrest Ratzlaff after the match is being beaten down by Too Legit and Moriarty Schnell, and then Eddie and Doug Peak come running in and fight all three of them off, saving Ratzlaff from a serious beating. And then what I like to think happens, this was 29 rated segment by the way, what I like to think happens next is, oh, the Hardcore Assassin gimmick got a better rating last time. Oh well. What I like to think happens next is Forrest Ratzlaff obviously recovers as well, and he and Moriarty Schnell like brawl to the back, leaving the Peak brothers and Too Legit out in the ringside area. Who'd have thunk it, eh? Boom! 45 rated match! That's so far clear as my best match. 6 points clear. That's crazy. 62 for Eddie Peak. Oh my god. Okay, so, yeah, that leads to a match. The Peak brothers defeat Too Legit in 15:27. When Eddie Peak defeats Roderick Flack with a Peak and Valor, which is their tag team finisher. I have no idea what it looks like. But yeah, head and shoulders above everyone else. Yeah, you don't say 62. Good grief. So, Zarnell and Flack and Roderick doing well. 29 and 28. But look at the Peaks. Hell yes. Hell yes. Obviously, they've got their excellent chemistry. That's why they're a team, because that got discovered. We've got the tag team specialist bonus. We've got, yeah, just look at all these bonuses. Hell yeah. Go on, Peak Brothers. Okay, next segment. If you've watched the full video, by the way, where I was talking about my plans and my future plans, that throws a spanner in some of those works, does it not? But oh well, it's a good problem to have. Woo! 46 rated. So, let's say they stay out in the ring after the thing, and Eddie Peak just says, y'all met me last month. If you didn't know who I was before, then you do now. And this is my brother Doug, and we're here to, you know, take over the tag division. Blah, 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 blah. So yeah, Eddie Peak did all the talking. It was superb. Superb without a script. Nice. Okay. So yeah, that's just Eddie introducing Doug after the tag match, in case some of the fans have been living under a rock and don't know who the Peak brothers are. Next, so American Flash has an interview who didn't do well without a script. Whoops. 26 rated, nothing to do with the USA title storyline, so that's my bad for not taking people out of the storyline. I've got to remember to do that in the full videos. I didn't do anything with the storylines in this one. Anyway, waffle. So American Flash announced that as much as he is allowed to work through his injuries, he takes his job and he takes his partnership with El Jaguar, and he takes his opponents, his planned opponents tonight very seriously, and he is not at 100%. So he's found himself a substitute, former RIPW USA champion Brian Jewett, and as a former USA champion, he's definitely a suitable replacement for the American Flash, and he has great faith that Brian Jewett and El Jaguar will be able to beat the Magic Boys in the tag match, and he will be at ringside supporting them both, of course. 34 rated match. Oh my god. This is, you know, like the last couple of shows I've been like, I don't think this show is going to be that good, and it's been our best show. If this isn't our best show, something goes horribly wrong in the last part. Like, okay, the Magic Boys actually defeat Brian Jewett and El Jaguar in just under 10 minutes when Nuki Brown pins Jewett with a magic marker following interference from Son of Vengeance. So what actually happens here is, El Jaguar's distracted by Willie LaRue coming out. And Son of Vengeance then, and that distracts the ref as well. Son of Vengeance attacks Brian Jewett, then the Magic Boys hit a magic marker and get the win. So, I did it this way in case, because if these two had really good chemistry as a team, I can work around that. But if they had really bad chemistry and won, it'd look a bit weird. So I did that just in case. Also, I'm not a big fan of the makeshift teams beating the established teams in wrestling. It happens way too often for my liking in mainstream professional wrestling. So I thought I'd give the established team a win. Also, I've kind of completely forgotten about this faction that was Willie LaRue, Son of Vengeance, and the Magic Boys. I've actually kind of forgotten their name. Are they infamous? I've got two factions. Are they the ones that's infamous? Well, whichever one they are, they Oh, American Flash did some good work at ringside as well. So they yeah, they've been kind of pushed on the back burner by me a little bit. And to be honest, you know, like 23 ratings, 24 for Jewett, and then 38 for Jaguar. It's clear that some of these people that were good for me before I started making all these signings are going to be dropping down the card. But that doesn't mean they can't put up a fight. So I want to make something of that faction, even if it just ends up being like a, you know, a 4v4 defeat at some point. You know, like that's fine. That's fine. I just want them to at least go out properly. You know, like, at least drop down the card properly, putting up a fight instead of just sort of magically disappearing, which is, I have been a bit guilty of over over last year, over 2020. So, yeah. Anyway, 34 rated match. Nice. Next segment. 34 rated match. DeMarcus and Gray defeated Southern Comfort and win the RIPW Tag Team Championship. Boom! 34, 34, 24, 24. I think you can figure out pretty quickly why I've decided to move the titles onto DeMarcus and Gray. They're just better. They're just better, and I'm trying to elevate RIPW. And that is Tyrone Gray off his game, by the way. So, you know. But, yeah, so Southern Comfort lose the tag team titles. 34 rated match, 2 of them back-to-back. This is definitely going to be our best show, right? Surely. 41 rated segment. Whole lot of Marvin comes out. He had a segment on the pre-show. I forgot he had this segment. I wouldn't have bothered interviewing him on the pre-show. Whatever. Marvin can't talk too much as far as I'm concerned. So he comes out to the ring and is like, oh no, that's a shame. You lost the tag titles. By the way, Hank Marvin. Hank Whitman, I'm coming for you. Hulk Hogan? No. I'm coming for you. You are the one member of Southern Comfort I have not yet got my revenge on, and I want my singles match with you. Now, obviously, Southern Comfort are more interested in getting their tag titles back, right? But, yeah, we'll see how that plays out. But another good segment by Whole Lot of Marvin, 41 rated. He struggled when going off script. Whoops. Moving swiftly on. So, the main event. Having won the Battle Royal at the last show and earned his way into a shot against Hellion, having never lost on my watch to Hellion, Diva Arnold defeats Hellion and wins the RIPW Championship. 42 rated match. This would have been my best match ever had it not been for that previous best match ever with the Peak Brothers. That's crazy. This is easily my best show. This should be my best show by several points, in my opinion. So, Diva Arnold, in-ring performance of 39, Hellion 35. They're both great. Let's be honest, they're both great. And, yeah, Diva Arnold, the new RIPW champion, dethrones Hellion to start the new year. Boom. I feel like that story deserved Diva Arnold to win the RIPW because he's been denied and denied. He beat Hellion 3 times at the start of last year and drew with him once in the March to Victory tournament, a double count-out. And then got denied opportunity and denied opportunity and denied opportunity by Catley. And he got put up against Ox Mastodon, of all people, and told, if you don't win this, You never get a title shot again. If you do win this, you can go into the Battle Royal and have an equal shot as all the other 19 competitors. Stevie Arnold did that. He entered the Battle Royal. He won the Battle Royal. He beat Zeus Maximilian, who Mean Gene Catley put in the Battle Royal. Like, the obstacles that have been put in front of this man, and he's overcome them all. You love to see it. You love to see it. And that is the end of the main show. Now, I have some post-show, which is why it still says next segment, not finished show. But, you know, the main show, the first ever broadcast show, ends with Stevie Arnold celebrating with the RIPW Championship. And rightly so. Okay, next segment. 18 rated post-show match. Good grief. Okay, we're just testing for chemistry, guys. Don't worry. Samson Sharp and Son of Vengeance defeated Stevie Stanley and Zeke Cromstock in 10 minutes and a second when Sharp pinned Cromstock with a full Nelson bomb. No chemistry notes. It was a chemistry test. What can you do? What can you do? Stevie Stanley with the best performance, followed by Samson Sharp. Yeah. Anyway, one more post-show segment. Singles match. I thought I'd test for singles chemistry because they had an odd number of faces and an odd number of heels to use. 28 rated match. Send the crowd home happy. Jebediah beats Willie LaRue. 40 rated in-ring performance. Wow. Sundown Splash. 27 for Willie LaRue is nothing to be sniffed at. I know I just said I want to use these guys more, but this is post-show. This doesn't count. This was just a chemistry check. Just a chemistry check. Okay, let's have a look at this show rating. 42! Oh my life. I feel like I did less sort of cheeky things on this one. Like, there's no Zeus. There's no Zeus Maximilian. It increased our popularity in 18 regions because we're now broadcast. That's beautiful. So I didn't bring Zeus. I didn't have former champion Oscar Ozymandias. I had Doug Peak, who's not as good or as popular, I don't think, as Eddie Peak. So, you know, still a decent debut. But, like, we had no American Flash in a match. He's one of our best workers. Why are we flickering? Why are you flickering? Stop it. Okay, so we're having a static screen for this chat. We had no American Flash. We had no Jebediah on the main show. We had no Cowboy Buck on the main show. This main show was missing so much. And yet. Anyway, we need to make a speech. Speech! Is it still flickering? Or will that stop it flickering? Hopefully that's going to stop it flickering. It wasn't flickering too bad anyway. Right, so... So obviously I need to praise Eddie Peak. Oh, there's so much to praise now. Hang on. No. Okay, so I can't go back now. Okay, so I have to do this off memory at this point. So... So I really liked Whole Lotta Marvin's performance. And Stevie Arnold. I'm gonna praise Stevie Arnold because he's carried his weight in that. In that storyline. Eddie Peak seemed pleased. Whole Lotta Marvin was happy. Stevie Arnold seemed pleased. Alright, and here we are. Feedback has been very positive. It was a good show, apparently. Oh, that's the first time we've ever had that notice. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And like I say, we were missing some big names off that show in terms of, like, in-ring competition on the main show. That's so nice. So nice. Whew, leave a like. Let me know in the comments what you would suggest. I have tried to take on board, even if it's not happened immediately, I've been taking on board suggestions in the comments section. One of the suggestions was Zach Powerson hosting a talk show. Or at least being an interviewer or colour commentator. Well, turns out he's going to be the commissioner and interviewer of the pre-show. I think that's a fun way to maybe, hopefully, like, build him up a little bit. Like, maybe he'll get more popular with the fans before he comes back, and his return will have more impact. Like, you know, I don't know if that's how it works, if you actually have to have matches for that. But, you know, it can't do any harm, can it? And he's a decent enough talker and it doesn't matter, it's on the pre-show anyway. But, yeah, he's just, you know, helping out down there. On the pre-show. What other suggestions? Fun guest stars on the show. Maybe bring Peak and Zeus back again for a few shows in the future. Well, I mean, I may not have brought Zeus back, at least not yet. Who knows if that's going to happen? You'll have to subscribe to find out if that ever does happen. But I brought back 2 Peaks, so brought back Eddie Peak, and I brought in Doug Peak. So that's fun, right? That was a suggestion in the comments. And oh, the other one's a bit more long term, and if it were me, I might stop the title on the American Flash right away. Well, I obviously haven't done that, but I've already sort of got a direction in place at the moment. And if you're watching the full video, you know what I've been discussing as potential future plans. If you've watched the short video, then you obviously don't want that information just yet. So I'm not gonna delve into it here on this outro that is for both videos. So yeah. We'll just leave it at that. But yeah, leave a like, show some appreciation for that amazing show. I'm so pleased with that. Like I say, don't forget to subscribe so you get to see the future episodes of this. This is genuinely probably my favourite series across all of my channels to make at the moment. I really enjoy this. So long may it continue. And I've got big plans. Big plans! And we've got a broadcast deal. Woo! Should we have a look? Oh, should we have a look who our broadcaster is? Wrestle World. Is that what I said? I don't think it is. I think I said like Wrestle Vision or something. Wrestle World. They're our people. They're our people. Minimum quality 20. I think I managed that. I'm just saying. I think I managed that. Anywho, all I have left to say. I'm just gonna outro. I'm too giddy. All I have left to say is thank you very much for watching. As always, I've been EBEZA. You've been amazing, and I'll see you next time.